Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. I was hoping today to be able to do like a walking about video, but we're in GCQ again. So we're back in quarantine over here again. Also, I guess they just shut out a bunch of foreigners and people that were allowed to come in here. I think some of the overseas workers. I guess for the next month they're shutting them out, I believe, too. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But anyway, it's all related to, the COVID crisis over here and everywhere else in the world. But anyway, we're back in quarantine, guys. But today I want to talk a little bit about the China issue over here. I woke up today and I was reading an article about 220 Chinese maritime militia ships are parked 175 miles off the coast of Palawan on one of the islands that they took. And you know, over here we constantly have to be concerned about China. They've also sent in like 27,000 people over here through a glitch in the system over here with the SRRV visa program. And they think it's kind of like a fifth column, but they're not sure because these people, a lot of them are still military age. They're about 35. They may have fake birth certificates or something, but they come in here. Some believe it might be like a security issue, and the Philippines is looking into that right now. So there's a lot going on over here with China, a lot of stuff that people don't talk about out in the open, but there's a lot of worry and concern over here. We see it. But this morning to see 220 ships sitting off the coast of the Philippines is kind of like a shot over the bow of the United States saying, hey, we're doing it. And these ships, they go all over the ocean, basically strip and fish from countries all over the place. And these countries are afraid of starting a war with China, so they some of them, they won't do anything. They do it in South America, Central America. They do it all over the world. They bully these countries. They don't go to do it in Europe too much, but they do it around these small island countries, and they just strip all the fish out of there and then leave these countries with basically nothing. And back in the Obama administration, and I'm not taking sides here, guys. I don't want to get into this political stuff, so please don't leave the political comments on here. I would appreciate it, okay? But under the Obama administration, the Philippines asked the United States to, help them with this island being taken over. And basically, Obama said, I'm not going to start World War III over Iraq. He didn't say it in those words, but basically that's what he said, okay? And now here we are, okay? And the Philippines is kind of like in a dangerous position. And it's, in my opinion, I think the United States has to have the balls now to back up the treaty or not. The Philippines asked once. Now we got to, they got all these ships sitting off their coast. They're getting overfished by these ships. 220 ships fishing off the coast is going to do a lot of damage here, because most fishermen in the Philippines, they don't have fishing trawlers and stuff like that. They go out on a trimaran, they go out and do their fishing, they come back, and that's it. They don't have these big, huge nets. Some people do, but very few fishermen fish like that over here in the Philippines. It's basically native fishing for the most part. You don't see too many trawlers around here or anything like that in the Philippines, so there's no risk of overfishing. But these maritime militia ships that come down from China, they're kind of like military ships, but they're kind of like fishing ships. What they do is they take advantage of these countries because they know that they can just bully them to death. And it's time that the United States stop these bullies. And coming through here with an aircraft carrier and a couple of destroyers and whatever other types of ships that we have with them is just not enough. I think we got to step up our game a little bit. Will it put us on the brink of World War III? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. If we step up our game a little bit, is China going to fire back? Yeah, maybe they will. But you know something? Well, you got 220 ships all tied together. Don't you think that's a prime time to hit them? You know what I mean? I think so, But that's just my my thoughts on that. I mean, that's up to the United States. Do I think Joe Biden's going to do it? No, I don't. But, you know, I mean, if we keep letting China do what they're doing down here, then why even bother sending our ships over here? They're doing because they're here for naught. There's no reason for them to be here. Because if we're not going to get into, we need to get into the fray now. It's time. I mean, obviously, this is my opinion. Are people going to die? Yes. Are we fighting for our freedoms? Hell yeah, we are. And is it dangerous for us expats here that live in the Philippines? Yes, it is. Very dangerous. Because we don't know what would happen. Is it dangerous to our families? Yes, it is. Is it worth it to get into this fray? I believe it is. We got Taiwan who wants their freedom. We got the Philippines here, getting overfished and being bullied by China in a lot of ways. And I'm not sure, if the United States is ever going to really step up to the plate. Because, riding through their straits with an aircraft carrier and a bunch of ships, what kind of message does it really send? Wow, we're strong. But if we do nothing with them and they get wasted, it doesn't mean crap. And China knows that. And China keeps on going about their business because they know that the United States doesn't want to get into a war with them. They use psychological warfare, and they're winning. They're winning. China's winning, They've basically already won this battle with they've already got tons of people going all throughout the world through immigration and stuff like that. And not that those people are bad or good, I'm not saying that. But some of them, I'm sure, are spies and stuff, and they're giving out these loans that they know countries can't pay back, and written into those loans are things like oil rights and mineral rights and things like that, and that should all be illegal, But I mean, granted, these are just my thoughts, But the United States has to grow some balls and start backing these treaties, because that the treaty that the Philippines has with the United States, I mean, we called that, basically that place was uninhabited then, but now it's inhabited by China. So it was important for us to fight for that little tiny rock that, they were talking about. We need to fight for countries when they ask us for help. If we have a treaty with them, or our treaties don't mean anything. They mean squat, And I know people back home, I know people are going to say, well, why should the United States be fighting for these places? Why should we be losing our men over these places? Because we signed a treaty. Our word should mean something in the United States, and it always has before. But now, because of some of these leftists out there that believe that we shouldn't get into a fight over this stuff, but if we signed a treaty, it's our word, and our word should be our word, and we need to fight for what we sign. If we sign something with somebody, we need to give them what we promised. And it's about time that the United States, has the balls to fight, and we need to do that. And I mean, this is just my thoughts. I could be right, I could be wrong, but that's my thoughts on this. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'm sure you guys have your comments on that, but that's just my thoughts, guys. Thanks, guys. Take care.